Hello, Naomi.
Hi, Roger. Thanks for having me on.
Pleasure.
I'm the project development worker from Together Liverpool, and I also coordinate Feeding Liverpool, which is a group that brings people together who are concerned about hunger and food insecurity in Liverpool.
Right.
So I wanted to call to tell you about something that happened yesterday, which was World Food Day.
Right.
And the End Hunger UK campaign. So that's a national campaign, and they launched a bit of this campaign yesterday, and we did something special in Liverpool, and I wanted to tell you why it's important campaign for us here.
Right.
So as someone who I work in the voluntary sector, but I'm also a mum of 2 small boys in Everton. So I've seen firsthand that they do excellent work, like the council and voluntary and faith groups here, and also obviously our schools and our communities. They do a lot to tackle hunger in the region. But what we're seeing is that the problem is getting worse. There's more children who are going to bed hungry, and there's also just less money available to support those in need. So we feel we've got to the point where our efforts alone aren't really enough to tackle hunger, and we actually need to address the root causes of poverty. Simply responding to need isn't enough. So what the End Hunger UK campaign is asking for is strong solutions and leadership from the government on this issue. So through the campaign, which this strand got launched yesterday, we're calling on the government to commit to developing a cross-departmental action plan to halve household food insecurity by 2025 and to end hunger by 2030. This is a commitment they've already signed up to do through the UN Sustainable Development Goals, but there needs to be a plan on how they're going to achieve that goal. A group of us came together. Yesterday we sent in a photo. There were 40 of us, and it was taken in Everton Park. So three of the councillors, also residents and people from local churches and local poverty groups. We held up the sign that says "Act Now to End Hunger," and it was basically saying that this issue needs to be taken much more seriously, and we need our leaders to act now.
Problem is, Brexit's in the way, and although everybody says, once it's done, it's not done. Brexit will take ages to really work our way through, because then we've got to do all the trade deals and so forth. And I'm sure you're right in all that you said. I just don't see the governments that we've got at the moment tackling this in the way that perhaps they're beginning to think about tackling climate change.
Yeah, I guess even a year ago, though, I wrote a little piece about Extinction Rebellion, and they were much less well known than they are now. So
Yes.
There is kind of a stage where kind of campaigns can make a national presence like Extinction Rebellion have. But what we're really asking for all parties, so all the party leaders have been contacted today, it's not kind of just the government, to lay out what their plan is, because actually issues of hunger are important to us here in Merseyside, but also here in the UK. I mean, probably all of us know someone who's using a food bank, and we probably all think that's wrong. Brexit is definitely in the way. In fact, it disrupted our... we were supposed to have this campaign day in London as part of the launch of this campaign yesterday, but because of all the proroguing of Parliament, it was just not sustainable to get everyone across the country to join this campaign there. So that's why we kind of devolved to doing something locally in Liverpool. So Brexit's definitely in the way, but I think if enough of us shout loud enough, then addressing UK hunger should be on every party's agenda.
Well, I'm sure you're right, and maybe the pressure that this group of yours will bring will make sure when we come to the next election, which could be quite soon, at the very least, they'll put something in their manifesto about it. I mean, they don't always do what's in their manifesto, but at least that kind of is something you can hold them to.
Yeah, that's what we're really asking for, because a plan of what they can do, because it's all well and good. I'm sure every party will say, yeah, we want less people at our food banks, yeah, we want to end hunger, but actually how are they going to achieve that sustainable development goal by 2030? And to do that, there really needs to be, a good cold hard look at the systems and structures that we have in society, and thinking which ones of those need to change. So End Hunger UK have also done campaigning around, obviously, universal credit and around holiday hunger. They managed to get the government to commit £2 million of funding for school provision for holiday hunger, which, probably nationally that's not a large amount, but, it's still making a significant difference to children. So as a campaign, it's got a good track record. So we're hoping that they'll take this strand seriously.
All right, thanks very much indeed for talking about it, Naomi. If people wanted to get involved with the campaign, how can they do that?
Yeah, so two things people could do. So firstly, they could sign up and follow and support End Hunger UK through their website. So you could just pop End Hunger UK into Google, or they're at endhungeruk.org. If you're interested in our local efforts in Liverpool, we're coordinating these through Feeding Liverpool. So you could follow us on Twitter, we're at Feeding Lpool, or our website, feedingliverpool.org.